All right, so what is schema markup? Schema markup is the type of micro data that is added to your website that visually it doesn't say anything. I mean, users who visit your website are not going to notice anything different, so it's not a visual element. It's in within the code, but Google will read it and it will create feature snippets or additional information or elements based on the micro data or the schema markup that you enter. I'll give you a quick example. Have you ever noticed when you search something on Google, whatever it is, maybe CRM software reviews, and then on some of the listings, on the organic listings, some of the results include stars with ratings? That's the schema markup showing up as a featured snippet for reviews, right? So that's an example. So how can you use that on your website? So you first have to generate the schema markup in order to get that code inside your website. If you use something like WordPress, there are already a bunch of plugins that you can just install. You can tell the plugin what a specific page is for, and then it'll generate automatically the schema markup needed for Google to read it and create a featured snippet or whatever it needs to do with that information. All right. So if you don't, then it's a little bit more manual work, but you can still do it. So I'm going to show you really quick. Let me get out of the way here. And I'm just going to go to Google. I already have it here. And I searched for schema markup generator. I'm just going to grab the first option. You're going to find a bunch of tools that do this. And once you're here on this one, it's pretty straightforward. So it's based on the schema.org default, or let me show you. If you go to schema.org, there it is. All right, so here is like the entire list of all the types of schemas. But probably if you go here, you're not going to understand exactly what to do with all of this because it's giving you the information, but no code right now. All right, so use the tool to generate it. So we're back here. So first, select what type of schema do you want to use. And let's do an FAQ page, all right? So I select the FAQ page, and then I'm going to start writing questions and answers, and then add another one. As you can see, while I'm typing, it's going to show you some code that you need to enter on your website. That's the schema markup that has to go into your website so Google can read it. There are other types. For example, if it's a job posting, if it's a local business, product, recipe, video, website, in the case of site links for search boxes that appear there, an event, breadcrumb. So there are a lot of schema types that you can use. Just select the correct one, and then it'll give you the options, fill them in. If it's a job posting you're doing on your website, what the job title, job description, company URL, working hours, appointment, date, everything. And it's going to generate this script that has to go into your website. So it's not as complicated as it seems. As I said, if you're using something like WordPress, it might be a little bit easier, but doesn't mean that you can't do it yourself with a generator like this one, all right? So try it out. If you have some specific content on your website that could use schema markup, go check it out. So go look one of these tools, find out what type of schemas there are, and if you have any of those, for example, you have job postings on your site, grab that and put it into your website. That will help make your organic listing stand out because Google might because you can't control what Google does at the end. But if you have that schema markup in there, you have higher chances of Google using that micro data to show additional information on your organic listing to make it stand out from the rest. All right. So that's the tip. Go check that right now if you can implement it because it will help.